Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Do your pots and pans look like this? Do your meals turn out like this? If so, then listen to Lardo. Okay, let's do this. The whole idea with the fire department, with the sirens and the and the chef there burning down the house, is I just wanted to make a point that if you do not have a deep fryer, don't try this without a candy thermometer. You've got to have a thermometer that goes to 400. Don't try it without it. Believe me, it's not going to work. It's very dangerous, as you saw there in that video. All right, anyway, chop up your potatoes any size you want. You can make steak fries. You can do real thin ones. You can do the average like I have here. All right, chop them up and put them into a deep fryer that's only about 300 to 325 degrees. The deep fryer should not be hot for this. 300 really isn't hot. 325, it's not really that hot. So anyway, that's what you do. You're going to, when you make homemade fries, it takes you 2 steps. This is the first step. You want to cook these for approximately 5 to 7 minutes. You know, it depends. It depends how cold the potatoes are. It depends how big they are. It depends on what kind of potato it is. Anyway, 5 to 7 minutes. I cooked these for 5 minutes on a low deep fryer. It was 300 to 3 1/4. Okay, now put those away in the fridge for about 20 minutes or leave them on the counter for a good 30 minutes. What happens is the starch in the potatoes is changing now. It's changing the sugar instead of starch. That's why you do it in 2 steps. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'm putting a little bit of flour on them. The flour has been seasoned with paprika, salt, pepper, garlic, and what else? I think, yeah, that's about it. Now, if you want to add in cayenne pepper, go right ahead. If you want to add a little bit of oregano powder or onion powder or basil, you got to experiment. The first time you do it just like this. Do it with paprika, salt, pepper, and garlic. Okay, and then the next time you do it, change it up a little if you want. You can put oregano, like I say, you can put anything. Okay, now here I'm adding them now to 350 to 375 degree oil. Don't throw them all in at once. If you do, it might boil over if you throw them all in at once. So don't do that. Okay, there you go. I just I added what, three handfuls. All right. Now there's a point here where I take the basket out. I don't need the basket. There's too many in the basket for them to get crispy, So I take the basket out and I just fry them in the deep fryer itself. I have a spider, so I don't really need the basket. Let me see here. There you go. Okay. You can pick up one of them spiders at a dollar store. We have this Oriental dollar store by my house. Man, they got everything in there. That spider cost me $1. All the timers that I use cost me $1 at that store, and there's nothing wrong with them. They work. As soon as you drop them on the floor, of course, they don't work. But just make sure you don't drop it. Okay, now the fries. Now in this stage, they fry for about 10 to 12 minutes. And the oil is between 350 and 375. This is hot oil. So, don't walk away from it, whatever you do. All right, so there they go. They're just frying away. Like I say, 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, man, this stuff is really great. I'm making a hamburger back here on my George Foreman. Hamburger with provolone. I got onion, and tomato and some of those bread and butter pickles I made about 6 months ago. If you have time, make some bread and butter pickles. Look up my video for that. They're really easy. And, man, they sure are good. Whew, them things are good. Back before I retired, I didn't have time. Nobody had time for this. But now I got plenty of time, so I try to make everything I eat, I don't, I buy very little processed food, very little. Most of the stuff is, like I say, I make it fresh. Okay, man, oh boy, look at them things, man. Whew. And I made extra. So what I can do with them now, I can put them in the refrigerator, and I could eat them a day or two later, 3 days later. Or I could portion them out and put them in the freezer. And then when you go to heat them the second time, you put them into the toaster oven and just let them heat. Like you would do frozen fries that you buy in the store, Oh, them things are good right there. Ooh, mama. Oh, yeah. So anyway, always be careful when you're frying in the kitchen. Be careful. You got to respect it. Respect the fryer. That thing will burn your house down, man. You'll be staying at Salvation Army. That Red Cross will come and get you. You know what I mean? You got to respect the deep fryer. It's a piece of equipment that can ruin your day. Okay, so there's my burger with my pickles. Oh man, I tell you what, this was really a good meal. Oh, I had broccoli too. I forgot to bring the broccoli out, but I bought a couple big heads of broccoli. That's what I do. Also, I boil them, then I freeze them in little sandwich bags. In portions. All right, now look, you might be able to find this someplace else around town, but you're not going to find it any better than this right here. I got to go. I got to eat.